Hey, this is Vincent from MNC Prop, and here we are today to show you how to light up your props and costume in a cheap and easy way. So, as a fact right now, I never learned how to properly wire LEDs. So I know if you don't put the right amount of resistor and stuff, you're gonna burn them out. So in order to avoid that, I'm using pretty much pre-made circuitry. So right now I have this push light that I've used for several of my projects. So you got this Iron Man chest piece. Same. This is the same push light. I just push the light on. So all I need to do is put the last battery, and here we are. The blue effect, I've achieved it with a plastic container. Also at the dollar store, I just cut it out the piece I needed, and that's it. Cheap and easy way. And you can, with uh, good batteries, because those are old one, you can see it through clothes, and that's it. So the next one, I'm gonna add up a switch on, so I won't have to remove one of the batteries. But there you go. So, for example, and another example, I've wired up the same push light and just sand off the length over here with a sandpaper, make it opaque like this, and I've extend the wire from the light to the battery pack, and all I need to do is, while wearing it, I have videos on it already, so the link's gonna be down below. So all I need to do is close my fist, the light's on, close my fist again, lights off. So another cheap way to put some light on. So if you, let's say, having a night or a place you want lights in, just buy some cheap lights, take them apart, without most of it breaking. So as you can see, this is the piece I've used for the reflector. I just cut it out for the part that I needed, and all it is this: 3 lights inside and a piece of wire. So what I've looked into the battery in a pack. It is 2 like clips that the wires weld on, but since right now I don't have any welding wire, I'll just use the old way I used to do. So for wires, keep in mind that every electronic have some wire. So every time you come across with old electronic that doesn't work anymore, you can basically salvage the wire from it. And please, for God's sake, color wired your stuff, because if you need to change something, and let's say that you have a bunch of wire and they're all in the same color, and you need to change this the wire from this for the switch, because this is the one that burned out, and they're all blue. Which one is it? So basically just color code your wires. Let's say all the wires from the switch are blue, all the wires for the lights are yellow, that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be easier. So this is actually wired from a old PC of mine that committed suicide. So I've salvaged his body for pieces and wires. So there you go. So for those of you that don't have those kind of clippers, those are for I'd say naked the wires. Basically just find the right hole for once, and oh, again mistaken hole like this, and pull. You have your wires. You don't see it. There's a wires. Ah, here you go. So you remove the plastic cap and protection of it, and you have it naked. So this is the technique with those one. But if you don't have those clippers, you just basically pick your cutters like this. Be gentle and turn your wire until you're out of the plastic. If you can't turn your wire, just turn the cutters. There you go. Remove a part of the plastic without damaging the wires. So easy, dirty. If you don't have those, but this is a good investment because it's gonna make your life so much easier on wiring. So after you've naked your wire, you have a good old wire. You take out your circuit. Let's say you want it in a pipe, or for the sake of example, add up a hole like this. But it's too the wires is too short from your socket to the battery pack. You just cut it, right stack in the middle. There you go. Use whatever cutter you have. And hold the wire on the soldering, because some of them are cheap. So you don't want to have like you don't want to pull your wire out of the soldering if you don't have a soldering iron. So X wire. So your two wires are naked. On the other, as long as you understand how you're wiring your stuff, it doesn't matter which color you use. It's only matter if you understand what you're doing. So I'm gonna, let's say, cut it over here. I want to have a good length for whatever use I need. Go. Nope. Remember where you put your tools. Go. So make it all along. Remove the wires. Sometimes use it this way because it's too small for the holes that I have here. So I use this. So naked all along. I got wires here, wires there. I do have a switch on this, but let's say this switch is out of the way. I want to have it like, let's say it's the Iron Man suit or whatever. I want to have it over here with the battery pack. So if you salvage a lot of stuff like I do, if I can remember the correct, there we go. If you salvage a lot of stuff like I do, switches and all kind of goodies. Yeah, this one. Yeah, for the purpose of this one, so I use this. So even though I'm not like a genius for electronic, I do understand some basic stuff. Which I mean, if you cut the power in one end, it's gonna stop. So if you put the switch, right? No, maybe too much wire for this one. So I'll go back for future reference. If you have like a big chunk of wires, and yours is like tiny baby wires, and you have like maybe 6 or 7, and the switch you have like 20 or so, don't use this one. So I'm gonna use the first choice, the one with the pins. So there we go. So those are the 2 pins, and fortunately for me, I have the on-off on it. Yay! So easy peasy. Just take one of the wires that's gonna pass through this one. Go. Let's say it's green. You turn your wire like this, so all the smaller wires are together. So here you go. Let's have a loop. Turn it. Voila. Right stack metal. Go. Cut. There you go. Put it in the second loop. Since it's only for showing you guys how to do it, I'm gonna finish off the circuit with electric tape on it, because I'm gonna use those switch for something else. So you just put one end with your here, turn it. Don't poke yourself with those little wires. Hurt. Too much for the second one too. Good. So this one's first done. So every time you have a circuit done, you've twisted 2 wires, you take some tape on, so that's gonna keep your tape from coming apart. And if two wires from, like, let's say the wires here get in contact with this one, short circuit. So you don't want to short circuit your good old project while doing it, because you're gonna have to buy your stuff all over again. So there we go. Turn this. Sorry for taking so long. So you take your second set of wires. Here. If you have a soldering iron, for you have a different option, or more like an extra step. You take your soldering iron, hold it somehow, and have your wires in one end, your soldering wire in the other, and make a clunk on top of your wire. This clunk, you wait until it fully cold, and you put some tape over it. Or if you, like me, you have a third hand, you put your two wires you want to solder one the next, make it hold with your third hand, and solder it all along. So this one broke off, so I'm gonna make it again. Wire. Twist it again. Cut off way too much excess. There is. So, battery off. This one, because I don't have spare, so everything is wired up. Put your battery in. Have your switch. You have your switch here that's on. You keep it on, and since you're installing new switch, voila. So that's it. Easy way to make a cheap and dirty circuit without hitting your head on the wall. And while shopping, I found those little flickering lights. Interesting flicker on it. So for those who are into steampunk, I'll put a link below for emptying real light bulb with and keeping the inside filament. So I've took off the casing. Same thing goes for the circuit, and keep it intact. Flickering light. And you can do the same thing as for this one. You can basically make it longer if you wanted the circuit or light over here, and voila. For those who are into the steampunk, here you go. You have a flickering light. You can make a staff or being part of your armor. Could be cool. There you go. Easy peasy. All done with the dollar store lights. So that's it. I hope I've been helpful for all of you who've been wondering how to do cheap and easy lighting on your costume. If you have any other question, write it below. I'll be pleased to give it an answer. And that's about it. So this is Vincent from MNC Prop, and see you next time, guys.